Hello everyone, Logan here, and today we're playing some more BTD5. Yeah, I don't really know what to play, but let's see. I mean, maybe do some map on hard without farms. Yeah, that sounds pretty great. But see what should we take. Let's just take Roswell. That's a decent map for now. And yeah. But I just want to be at the whole sick. But yeah, I just want to be talk about one pretty OP strat. Not really a strat, but a way to like beat Odyssey pretty easily. And what do you do on Odyssey? And how do you do that strat? Basically, just at the first game, start farming like normal. Just try to farm reasonably heavy, not too much, but farm farm a bit at first, and then you get up. It doesn't really matter. At least a tower that can defend for a reasonable amount of time. While you can get more farms, and then you start placing down support nukes on the village, because that's the best way to do it. Yeah, and you start, and then you spam, place more of them, run the same village as much as you can, and then you place it on another village and do the same thing. And yeah, and while you're doing that, try to get some defense, like two Apache dart ships or one up Apache dart ship or Spectre. The last one is the most safe one, but try to like spam or farm as much as you can while you are playing. And yeah, and also later on, try to get a fourth tier left-sided village, not on the right but on the left, and that upgrade will decrease your decrease the waiting time for your abilities, so that's going to be pretty useful. So basically, just place down support Chinooks around villages, or just place down support Chinooks and then place them in one spot. I mean, about farmer, just for because it's pretty annoying to like just pick up the bananas and that stuff. So that's just a great tip. And place as many villages, at least where you're going to place the, like this. You have a village here, and try to place as much. Yeah, health piles around it, because they're going to lower it by 20% if you got upgraded to the fourth tier. But overall, just place down a lot of health pilots, and you're going to get a lot of lives. And you see, it isn't really that useful in just a game like this, when you can do basically You basically only like play one game and then you have to start a new game. So like that's that. Oh, wait, get the ice up. Okay, maybe not. And yeah, it isn't really that amazing just in this game, but on Odyssey, oh yeah, it's pretty good because like on Odyssey, like you have to spare your lives. I mean, if you like if you lose one life on the first game, you will have the same amount of lives in the next game, basically. So you have to be a bit, I mean, careful with that, honestly. But honestly, that just makes it. But that kind of makes it a bit insane or broken, because on Odyssey, how to say, you basically so you basically can farm more lives on each stage. For example, like I mean, if you like get 2,000 lives from the Hell Pilots, you will have it on the next level. And yeah, so basically that. So you can have a lot of lives, you can farm lives, and don't have to worry too much about leaking or losing. So like you don't need to worry about losing too many lives, except in the late game a little bit, but at that point you're probably going to get enough defense to defend all the stuff. But anyway, but yeah, but overall, like you can, because you're going to get the same amount of lives at the next round. So yeah, you're going to have, if you get like 30,000, which is pretty hard to get the amount, you will basically have it on the next game. And yeah, that's why it's pretty broken or insane. But yeah, and so it just makes the game pretty easy, because you can farm in the early game more and don't have to build up too much defense even to the early mid game, which is, yeah, honestly pretty kind of broken, but pretty awesome at the same time. So if you like get tar pits as the final map on hard, because on hard it's the most insane, because you have not only 3 like on or 4 or on easy medium, you have 5. So you can, because like usually the first map on in Odyssey hard mode is often a relatively easy map, and by that, yeah, and on that map you can farm so much as you can, pretty heavily, to get those support Chinooks, and just place them down, upgrade them, and use the ability. And a better tip is to place down a village beside it, of course, to make a 4th tier, a 4-0 or 4x village around it, to make the cooldown, to reduce the cooldown by 20%. Pretty awesome stuff. And yeah, that's basically how we do it. Kind of slightly overpowered, I mean slightly OP, because it makes the game easy in late game it's not going to do much, but by that you will have you most likely will have defense by then. So yeah, that's that. But anyway, overall, yeah, that's the strat I used to beat the hard Odyssey just some minutes ago. Yeah, and it was pretty OP to say the least, but awesome. So, but if the maps were only poppable, however, this strat would be pretty useless. I mean, not completely, because you will get the money, but you wouldn't get the lives, of course, because it would be, I say, poppable, because you know, poppable, you only have one life, so, and you can't increase it at all. So yeah, so that is, and that's, I just wanted to make this video for it, because I did one video with me showing that strat, and the video was pretty, not that good. I just want to say that, even though, like, before I can just say that, like, when I played the last game on Odyssey hard mode, I had over 30,000 lives. 30,000 lives. When I got to the last stage. Let that sink in for a moment. Yeah, and yeah, if that wasn't insane enough for some reason, I basically didn't need to farm or get up the fence until like round 40 or 45 even, but I just wanted to be safe and not like lose too many, because sometimes it kind of takes a little bit to get the fence, because it isn't instant defense, of course, but basically I just but at that point around 40, I like had 25,000 lives left when I started building the fence, and it's still a lot, but you have to but I lost like over 8,000 in total from like 32 to or 7,000 almost. So yeah, it was pretty wow. I just had to farm. I just farmed basically pretty easily, and bam, just put down those helicopters, and bam. I didn't do it in the last game though, because I didn't feel like doing it. Plus it was the last game, plus I had over 30,000 lives by then, so yeah, I didn't need to do much, and yeah, that was that. Yeah, normally the helipad is only useful in the late game, but in Odyssey it's just useful to get because of the lives, because you don't need to worry. But obviously, yeah, so be hard is relatively easy, but it kind of depends on the map a little bit, because if you get the ice flow, for example, it will not really have that much of an advantage at all. It will have slightly disadvantage, well, not really disadvantage, but you will not really earn too much you will not really get too much lives from like placing down those hell piles, because you don't really fit that. You can't really fit so many. That's why. Yeah. And yeah, and you need to like get more at the next game if you like have enough room for it. So that's that. And yeah. So yeah. If you yeah. So you need to have a map with a lot of room, because those hell pilots will take quite a bit of space, almost as much as a banana farm, but not as big. And yeah, it's about as big as the village, or maybe even slightly bigger. So yeah. But if you have a map with a lot of space, go ham with that. If you feel like it, like doing that, because that's going to be pretty insane. Even at the first round. But yeah, have fun with that, I guess, if you want to do that. But you need to have the X4, at least the support Chinook upgrade first, if you want to like use this strat efficiently. So yeah, that's that way. And as you see, it's slightly laggy because of the amount of balloons that will pop in at once. And yeah, it would be better to show a foot charge, but just trust me on that, what I said about lives and that stuff. And try it by yourself, and you will see the craziness with it. I promise that. I promise you that, at least. And yeah. But yeah. But if you but the strat is not that is pretty bad when you don't really have a lot of room for them. But if you it still can work and give you some lives that might help you a little bit with farming, and even that is pretty good. So yeah, that was that. Yeah. Yeah, that's that. And yeah, and also sometimes towers needs to be like nerfed, and not the hell pilot, just because it can do that doesn't mean it's that good, because that's only in Odyssey, and in a normal game the hell pilot ability wouldn't be that useful. I mean, it would give some money, but a facility would give more constant and more per round, basically, because it takes a little bit. It takes time for the ability to recharge. Time, yeah, not really worth. But in a late game, under a village, I mean, even on a village, it still would be pretty expensive and not really, yeah, still a little bit better, but not pretty. But when it's expensive as it is, yeah, it's not really going to efficient to just go with helicopter eco completely. Farms is a better way to go. But in the late game, the helicopters are. But in the late game, when you go more and more late game, the helicopters gain their goodness, the ability to gain its goodness over time in the late game, because the rounds are longer and banana farms don't give only gives that per round, like $2,000 per round, about. So it's like not that much. They're pretty slow, and even like banks are like the same. They give so per round and that stuff. But overall, the helicopter is pretty good as a tower, but the third tiers aren't. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the helicopter is pretty good, but yeah, and ability, it's not too terrible. It gives decent money. It gives between like 2.5k or $1,500. So it's not bad. It's at least a little bit better than a sniper. Or I think the sniper is like better because you can fit more, but the ability is a little bit more annoying to like use because the sniper is slightly random where it drops. But whatever. With that, anyway, we beaten the game pretty obviously, and yeah, that was that. Try it out for yourself if you want, and well, bye bye. Oh yeah, got some ninjas. I mean, I got a balloon day device, I think. Yeah, but I got quite a bit of money from that game, so I think for the end of this video, I'm going to like buy a specialty building. Oh, what should I get? I think I bought Ice Tower or Ninja, but not Ninja Spy Factory, because again, I mean, I don't know. I want to try something special. Mortar, maybe, I don't know. Glue Gunner. I mean, the Glue Gunner does give get more power. If you get 30 tier, it's going to. You don't need the glue splatter as much. But I don't know. I mean, Dartling, Sniper, Super Monkey, not Super Monkey because it's too pricey. We are going to get a ice tower just for the end of this video, and just because you can. I think we can get the tag specialty building also if we want. I think we can do it. Okay. Why not get it anyway? Well, why not? Just get it. Pay, and we're going to do this. And we have $393 left, and it was a total of 7,000. I think about 7,000, and we afforded like 2, but yeah, that's still good. But anyway, that's the end of this video, and talk about that strat, which was pretty good and one of the best ways to beat Odyssey if you do it correctly. And yeah, and if you want the monies for Odyssey, just do that strat. Unless you're unlucky and get bad maps with a little room. But else you can try it. It's pretty good. And a way to get money also. But I will see you later. Bye bye.